Welcome back, my dear students of class 8. Dear students, in this part of the digital video, you will learn about the chapter 2 and harmful microorganisms. Students, the harmful, you have already studied about the useful microorganisms, different types of the microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, viruses, protozoan, algae, etc. and their benefits, some beneficial microorganisms, and you have already studied these things. And now come to the harmful microorganisms. The harmful microorganisms generally causes so many diseases in human being, and diseases like tuberculosis, tetanus, diphtheria, cholera, diarrhea, typhoid, AIDS, food poisoning, etc. Microorganisms spoil food and clothing, spoil food, cloth and leather. So some disease causing microorganism in human. My dear students, the disease like tuberculosis, take the example tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, TB, in short form it is called TB, and the bacteria is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis. This is the bacteria which cause tuberculosis or TB, and by the air and personal contact, personal contact, and the preventive methods are vaccination, isolation of the patient. Vaccination and isolation of the patient are the preventive measure of tuberculosis. Now come to the cholera. Cholera, second, that is the cholera, Vibrio cholerae. Vibrio cholerae is the bacteria which cause cholera, and the transmission mode is water and food, water plus food. Third is measles. Third is measles, and it is by virus. Measles virus, and by air and personal contact. Air and personal contact, by air and personal contact, and it can be prevented by vaccination, isolation of the patient. It can be prevented by vaccination and isolation of the patient. Then hepatitis A. Hepatitis. Dear student, the inflammation of the hepatic region, that is the liver, is called hepatitis, and this is a type of type A, and this is due to the virus and by water. Virus, and by transmission mode is by water. And next disease, that is the malaria. Hepatitis A can be prevented by the vaccination and drinking boiled water. Now malaria. Malaria is caused by the Plasmodium vivax, P. vivax, that is a protozoa, and by mosquito, the transmission carrier in mosquito, and second is it can be prevented by prevention of breeding of mosquito. Use the mosquito net, repellent, cream, net, etc. And second is chicken pox, and there is chicken pox. Chicken pox is by again virus. This is a viral disease, and by air and personal contact. Air plus personal contact. The prevention measure is vaccination and isolation of the patient. Polio, and there is polio. Polio is by virus. This is a viral disease. By air and personal contact. By air plus personal contact. By air plus personal contact, and vaccination at the suitable age is the preventive measure. So dear students, these are the different diseases caused by the harmful microorganisms, which can be prevented by the preventive measures, which can be treated by the treating drugs, and so on. Dear students, some microorganisms, they cause the different diseases in the plants also, like citrus canker. Citrus canker, that is the plant disease, and is caused by the bacteria, and it is spread in the air. Rust of wheat, that is caused by the fungi and is spread through air and seeds. My dear students, in this topic, let us see some more content, that some disease causing microorganisms in the other animals. Dear student, the animals like anthrax, the animal disease, that is the anthrax, which is the fatal disease of human, and cattle caused by the bacteria. Foot and mouth disease, this is a foot and mouth disease, that is in the animal, and it is caused by the virus. Then food poisoning, that may be in the other animals, and in human also. Then my dear student, the different methods that we will take in the separate topic, and that is called food preservation. In this chapter itself, food preservation. So let us see the food preservation. How food get preserved, and how food get protected from the different types of the harmful microorganisms, that we will see here. Dear students, several preservation methods are like dehydration or sun drying. Because the advantages of the preservation of food is to reduce the wastage of food, and for the availability of the food supply, especially out of the season in every year, in every place, and increasing the storage period of the food stuff, and also making up the dietary inadequacies. So the different methods of the food preservations are: number one, dehydration or sun drying. Dehydration. So you can learn this food preservations. Number one by dehydration. Number two by heating and smoking. By heating plus smoking, by heating plus smoking, and number 3 by boiling, Number 4, if you boil the food, then that food will be preserved. Salt and sugar, if you add salt and sugar, by adding salt and sugar, the food get preserved. And next method, that is the oil and vinegar. By adding oil and vinegar, oil like mustard oil in the different types of the achar and chilies, and addition of the vinegar, which facilitates the preservation of different types of the food. And chemical method, certain chemical has to be used. Chemical has to be used for the preservation of the food. And after this, see the 6th topic, that is the refrigeration, pasteurization, and pasteurization. Refrigeration and pasteurization. And lastly, last but not least, storage and packing. That is the main important, storage and packing. So this is about the food preservation. Dehydration means the food has to be dehydrated so that the bacteria cannot grow in the food. Heating and smoking, the food has to be treated with the heat and smoke so that the bacteria get destroyed. Boiling means destruction of bacteria. Adding salt and sugar means the destruction of different pathogens. And oil and vinegar, it preserves the food, and the bacteria and different types of the pathogens, they will be killed. By adding some chemicals, they will be killed. And by refrigeration, they will be at the lowest temperature, so they will be killed. Pasteurization is the method by which the formation of the isolation of different types of the cream food items from the milk, that is called the pasteurization. Heating up to the 70-degree temperature and just cooling down, by which the pasteurization takes place. So dear students, this is all about the preservation of the food. And now come to the nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle is very important as far as the food production is concerned. And some microorganisms, they involve in the nitrogen cycle. So let us see the nitrogen cycle and its effect in the fixation of the nitrogen. My dear students, come to the nitrogen cycle, N2 cycle. As you know that several plants are there. If these are the plants, are having the roots. So atmospheric nitrogen N2, that gets fixed in the root by nitrogen fixing bacteria. By rhizobium. This is the nitrogen fixing bacteria, and the nitrogen fixing bacteria fix the nitrogen in the roots of the different plants, and so the dead plants and animals, dead plants and animals, they are the dead plants and animals, they get by the decaying bacteria. Decaying bacteria means they decompose the material, and that decomposed material get nitrified. The dead and decomposing material that get nitrification by decomposers, and nitrification takes place and formation of ammonia, then the ammonification, then the ammonia will be in the plant, and then furthermore the dead and decaying decomposers, some bacteria which are denitrifying bacteria, they will be responsible for the denitrification, so that the atmospheric nitrogen will be recycled, and from here denitrification takes place, denitrification takes place. So the process of nitrogen fixing, decomposition, nitrification, ammonification and denitrifications are there, and there are several bacteria involved in this process. So my dear students, now this chapter 2 has been finished by the digital mode in this digital video. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like this video. Thank you.